Beautiful Kezar Pavilion, the co-captains of the Midwest Pioneers ladies field. That's right, Midwest Pioneers, I said. Jan Vallow and Sherry Erich. Ladies, we're looking at some new jerseys for you two. You've been co-captains of other teams in the past, and right now, with the start of a brand new season, you're donning the Pioneer jerseys.
Well, it's new this season. Our contract ran out with New York Dynamite, and we felt they weren't going anywhere. We didn't care for their organization. And Sherry's been a Pioneer before, I've been a Pioneer before, and we've always liked the organization. They treated us fairly, so we had a chance to come back here, and Sherry jumped at the chance, and I came along.
So this is a new season for the Pioneers with you two being co-captains, but not new for you being Pioneers.
No, it certainly isn't, Stu, because I started on Pioneers in 1971, and I skated for them for 3 years in the Midwest, and I loved it. I was really happy to get back. When they asked, or was talking about negotiating contracts, I jumped at it. As a matter of fact, this is the jersey I wore back in 1971, 72, 73.
Well, the fans are wondering, I think, they've usually seen teams have one captain, a men's captain, a ladies' captain. But with your teams that you skate on over the years, you like to be known as the co-captains of the team that you're skating for. Same thing here. You're co-captains of the Pioneers. That obviously seems to work a little bit better for you, Jan?
It works better. We weren't the first team that started it, but we've carried on the longest as co-captains. I would much rather skate with Sherry than against her. She could carry her own team now. She doesn't quite have the self-confidence, doesn't think she could, but she could. And, like I said, I'd rather skate with her than against her. It works well. In almost all professional sports now, everything is really specialized. I don't have time to watch everything. She's really offensively minded, so she takes care of that end of it really quite well, and I can take care of everything else.
So you get to share the duties more this way, right, Sherry?
Correct. And also, I was captain of my own team for a short while, so when we kind of got back together on the same team, I guess I decided to kind of go captains. And it takes the pressure off of one of us at any certain time, because if you're a captain, you have to keep eye on it all the time. When you got a co-captain, you can kind of share the responsibilities, and it helps with a little bit of pressure out there.
Well, the fans should also note that today the Pioneers are skating shorthanded. You're missing a couple of your top stars, Rita Williams and Dolores Holmes. How will that affect the rest of this game?
We got enough adrenaline going, I think, to take care of them. They're really a big help. And like I say, we're so busy now, we've been off and we've been out of shape, and you kind of tend to you overlook everything. You're just so worried about yourself. But it'd be nice to have them on this team. That'll really help us out. Well,
I see we've been joined by Nick Scopas, infield coach. Who? Nick Scopas, infield coach for the Midwest Pioneers. Welcome, Nick.
Hi, nice to be here. How have you guys been?
Oh, we've been fine. We were just talking about how your team is, of course, co-captained this year by two former Dynamite stars, and was just getting ready to ask them what they thought of their new coach, their new captain, the men's captain, JoJo Stafford, and their infield coach, the one and only Nick Scopas.
I'm going to tell you what we've done so far. Janet and Sherry and I and JoJo and Joe Perez and most of the team go back several years, and we've all skated together. It looked like a lot of these contracts were coming up for renewal. We try to get a lot of people that had worked together before, and hoping to make a better team than we had last year. So far, it seems like it's working very well. Is
it different for you to have two captains on the women's field rather than just one sharing all the responsibility? I think it might work out a little bit better with the two girls. They work together very well. They've skated together for several years again, And when people know each other that well, it's easier to communicate. One handle the defensive end, the other one the offensive end. Thank you very much. I do this. I like it. But you need people to help out there. Before we used to put it all on one person, and they go down the drain, and if they went down the tubes, everybody went down the tubes. At least this way, you have two people, one can watch out for the other. It works good. It really does. Well, we're looking forward to the Pioneers and the Jolters meeting in the second half of this game. Nick Scopas, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Sherry Erich and Jan Vallow, good luck.
Thank you.
The score at halftime, the Midwest Pioneers 21, the Southern Jolters 13. This is Stu Ganz for Ken.